things that I need to remember.
Okay.
And so the last one was a bill I paid for to Telus.
And Telus thanks you for your payment.
That wasn't real, but that's not.
Yeah, that's what I can't.
Being young and dumb, I missed out on that. I passed it the first year and then came to Toronto and the rest is history. But
that's why you need a mentor.
I could be a good mentor for that. I really have to.
How much stuff did you get? Let me go ahead.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
They told me Africville was not a park.
Yes.
It is.
It is.
I'm like, what?
It is.
So I started looking into it. They destroyed it, man.
Yeah.
They turned it to Manhattan. They did like what you did.
If anybody needs
to the
to know,
ground.
Africville was a black settlement.
Yes.
That was basically on the shores of the Halifax side, because you have Dartmouth and Halifax.
Yep.
A lot of black people, that's where they used to go walk into town, right? We're looking many, many, many years ago, obviously. And they basically told them and said, you know what? We need this land to develop. So therefore, we'll give you land that's like an hour's walk away. It's just on the outside, Access Street. And I always chuckle. I was just, what was that, last week? No, I was just in class earlier this week. That's funny. And I'm so used to it. But it was the question of, oh, where are you from? And I say, Canadian. That's a nice question.
Really?
No, where are your parents?
Where are your
parents?
parents?
And I can honestly answer.
From Canada.
Nova Scotia.
Right.
Yeah.
What's the next question?
Where are your grandparents from?
Where's your grandparents from?
Yeah.
And I can honestly answer.
Nova Scotia.
Nova Scotia. I said, look. I said, I'm more Canadian than half the people.
Or you quit the
Yeah.
sport. So, you know, I know we're going into, you know, your next 5 years. My next 5 years is my kids. Whatever support, wherever I need to be, that's where I'll be.
Yeah.
That's right.
And that is it.
Yeah.
That is it. So
Thank you.
that's it.
Save
Thank
this
you.
for that. Save
I'm a good segue.
So I have another exercise, but I wanted to know if you could pass this around. Read it and pass it around really fast. I want to know it while I give you all the next exercise. Does that, because the paper is not perfect, does it mean that what is said on there doesn't count?
No.
no, because
The paper is messed up, right? I didn't make it properly. But does it mean it doesn't count?
No, the substance is there.
The substance is still there. And that's why I wrote grace over perfection on your notebook. Property, make sure the dishes washed properly and so forth. We're gonna be imperfection. Also, there's gonna be times where everything's not always perfect, like your son's experience. But he did everything perfect,
Yes.
and we still are proud of him.
Absolutely.
So it's saying that the next exercise, I'm going to give y'all a list of values, and this is going along with the 5-year plan. I'm going to give y'all a card stock and ask if you write down 5 values that you're going to take into 2026. Okay, that's it. And you keep it, you share it, you post it somewhere, you share it with your family and friends, or share it with yourself, look at it, just so then you can be, I guess, ready for 2026. That's really what this exercise is about. You can use a pen, or you can use markers.
So we're supposed to pick 5, right?
Yes.
5? Oh, write it on the card stuff.
Yes. In any way you like, you know. Some of y'all are gonna have to share this.
Wait, you don't have like courtesy readers?
I can.
My dealer has courtesy readers.
If you want me to.
You get your readers.
If you don't know how to read, I can read for you. Go ahead, brother.
just want to add, you mentioned about being perfect.
Yeah, yes.
And this is my thing about perfect. I don't believe in perfect.
That's right.
Why is that? Once you get perfect, you can't go any further. And that's why, one of the things that goes with it is that, people say knowledge is power, and I totally disagree with that. Knowledge is not power. Utilization of knowledge is power.
Correct.
Because there's a lot of people have the knowledge and does nothing with it.
That we just speak on them already.
Right. So when you say perfect and you think, okay, you do this perfect, then they can't grow. So I'm saying no. Do your best better. So that's where I put it.
Where I live is imperfectly perfect.
Yep.
That's what I always say. That's what I always say.
The first time I heard about that was when we were discussing Alvin's voice.
Oh.
Really?
Getting perfect here.
Wow.
To the
Just think about his voice.
So you have
It's a perfect voice, but it's way imperfect.
Interesting.
Reverend Al Green. Complete this assignment at home.
That creative side. Right?
Well, the reason is Gary will write down this, all right? That's a reading test I go on today.
Well, and you never tell you before you go.
No,
You didn't
that's
sign
a
the
reading
waiver?
test here.
You didn't sign the waiver?
Nah, boss, one glasses.
Missed that.
Something can I confess something here? The honest truth is that I don't do plans.
Yeah.
I just go with the moment. And the thing is it with me is that I'm in a phase of my life that I'm retired.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it.
Yeah, I'm retired, and the goal that I set was the well-being of my family and to get my children past the worst. But the thing is it for me, I happen to have my eldest child will not be going anywhere too fast because he's autistic at the age of 38.
Yeah.
So this is because of that now.
No.
I don't know, it could be to my detriment with autism.
No teeth
So
for
I'm
pen.
going to be a determined parent. So my identity is tied up in providing for him. And then,
I'd like
so,
to.
so
What?
what, real quick,
No.
what you did for me, you have actually exposed me to something that I must confess I wasn't thinking about.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's great.
Those of you who know my history, know my passion and what I did during my retirement and all of that.
Yeah.
But it wasn't something that I tied into a 5-year plan. But that said, it gets me thinking.
So that's all we
That's
want.
all I want.
Yep.
It gets me
That's all
thinking.
it is.
So I might walk away from this exercise and have enough plan.
Yeah.
I will be thinking of it.
Yes.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Sorry.
No. And just something that I, for the longest time, you take for granted is, so my story. Been married, had 2 kids, no issues, no problem, no nothing to say. Now I'm remarried. My wife's daughter has MID, which is mild intellectual disability.
What is that?
So if you see her, you would never expect that she has any disability. Physically, no issues whatsoever. But her mentality, or not even mentality, her mental capacity is probably limited to, because we had her in special education. Now, mind you, she came from Jamaica when she was 18. Sorry, not 18, sorry. She was 16. So we were in Jamaica, she was kind of just pushed along with everybody her age.
Sure.
Right? They didn't have a specialized education. So we were able to, once we got her here, to be able to get her into that education. But it is really eye-opening, and you don't realize the amount of, and I heard you mention it also, you don't realize how many others are dealing with those challenges.
Mm-hmm.
So we've got her working and everything else, which is good like that. She's volunteering, but it's full time, so it's like as long as she's doing something.
Yeah.
But really, it is like we see it in our community because now you're mindful of it. In my past life, I was unaware of it.
Yeah.
Right, because it didn't touch me.
Yeah.
Right, but really, life changes, and there are things that now you look at differently, and you go, wow. And there's a lot of kids that have those challenges, and it affects the way
You plan.
you plan, right?
Yeah.
It really does.
Yeah.
Really does.
Yeah,
Really does.
it's
It's MID. So it's mild intellectual disability.
Can I just,
I-
and I
oh.
don't know this respect, right? But I'm it's kind of weird because I wear a uniform, but I'm anti-system. So the word, I challenge the word because I had a nephew that was autistic as well. And I don't like the word mental capacity.
Is which?
Mental capacity.
Okay, all right.
Because what it tells me is that the system that designed that word don't understand in itself what the person or the system is all about.
Or has given that person the
Because
full range of
here's
opportunities
my
to
thing.
explore.
If I don't know you and I don't understand you, then how can I teach you? And if I can't teach you, then how can I know what your abilities are to learn or not learn? It's a box that they put us in. It's like a child is autistic that can see numbers. Who can teach him or her?
Can I say something? To tie into what you're saying here. Most geniuses are dumb as rocks
yeah.
in areas that, no, I'm serious, they have
Different
deep wealth of
areas.
knowledge
Yes. Yes.
in a very narrow area.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
And we're talking about the Michael Jordans of the world. We're talking about the Einsteins of the world, whether it's intellectual, athletic, musical, brilliant in a very narrow
Small
area,
space.
right? Dumb as rocks in the other. When I see people who, and very frequently, they are autistic, but they've been fortunate enough to find that thing that gives them their sense of self and their ability to contribute and communicate with the rest of the world. Right? So I've seen a lot of that too.
It's amazing to me. I mean, I can only give the example of my daughter. So there are some times where you go, and I know that when it comes to a math, I don't ask her those questions because I know that
Did you say math?
math. Anything with numbers and math, she's not. But other times, when you talk about a movie that she watched 10 years ago, she'll tell you the characters.
Yeah.
The stuff that she remembers. Because every now and then, my wife will go, we'll look at each other like, no, there ain't nothing wrong. Ain't nothing wrong with her.
Yeah.
But other times, like, you know that she has strengths and weaknesses.
Yes.
And the weaknesses are that. And I'll just use the example. So today, we were home, and I know I understand her. So we were gonna. She wanted to make waffles or whatever it is, right? And there's none in the freezer. So I said, no, we have a waffle maker. So she's like, I can see it on her face, like she's now thinking, because I don't mind helping her make it. So I told her, I said, get out the pancake mix, put it on the counter, and we've done it before, so she knows what's coming. And she's like, okay, so which one do I need? I said, well, look at it, right? And I have to give her that positiveness as we go through it, because I know that if you come at her in a way that she's like, she'll stop.
Shut down.
She'll shut down. She really will. So I'm like, no, look at the one. What does it say? And we go through it step by step. And when she gets it, she feels calm, right? And it's really about all of that.
Yeah.
But it is one of those things of knowing the individual, because, like I say, certain things like wow. Other things is you just don't go there. Right? You just don't go there. Right? And just knowing the person, the individual. Right?
100%. But I think as it relates to the 5-year plan, and you're looking at children that are going to be potentially with you longer than you would normally have children with you, like for life, like you're for life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Yeah. And I'm not saying like obviously you want your children with you for life, but I'm talking that you may have to be nurturing towards that child for life. There's also the side of it where at this point in our lives we may have parents that we're responsible for as we get older. That's not a generation that we're at that point in our life now, right? So as much as Barrington's looking at his child and saying, okay, I have to prepare for that and how do I make sure they're okay? Because we're not here forever. How do I prepare for them to be okay after? But we're also in a place where our parents, the elder generation, will be relying on us, right? So the shift will change for us as well as adults, where maybe our children may not require us, or in your case they will, but we will have elderlies that will. So as we're talking about the 5-year plan, it's great for us to plan as solos or as partners and pairs, but we've also got this outer circle of dependents, let's call them, for lack of better words, right? So whether it be our elderly parents or children that require more assistance than others, right? So all that has to play in, and every journey will be different with that information and that responsibility.
Thank you.
You know what? You asked me to think about something that I hasn't thought about, and the more I hear you gentlemen speak, the more I realize that I do have a plan, but I never articulate it as such.
Yes.
What it is, it's my priorities, and I said I spend my working years looking after my family. And one of the major linchpin of mine, I want to say 5-year plan because you kind of plant that into my brain and I'm thinking about it. One of my long-term situations is that I came to a place that I'm retired, and I will admit that I'm good looking for 64.
Go ahead.
The reality is this:
Instead of putting his glasses on.
in another life,
I don't have my glasses on.
in another life, I was a statistician. I did that in Jamaica, and I was exposed to life expectancy very early.
Interesting.
And I realized that I came to a place and I don't know the future, and I don't want to know the future. I'm for today, and I'm enjoying this. But I came to the conclusion that there is a strong possibility that I will predecease my wife. So I want to actually make a provision for her. That was my initial long-term plan. Beyond my deceasement. That's not edged in stone, and don't start planning my funeral because I'm going nowhere.
And don't tell her.
You know what? She won't even entertain the conversation. She freaks out like it's going out and stuff.
That's good.
She'll tell you.
She actually loves him.
Yeah, no, she did. Then my son comes into the picture, so I have to provide long-term. Really, I'm grateful that my other children are willing to take care of him, but I can't control the future. So that's one of the distractions from me thinking long-term and planning long-term. As the old adage goes, you plan for the worst and hope for the best. But something could happen tomorrow, and that changes. You see what I mean? So because of that, I'm a bit hesitant, yes, but I do make plans long term. But I think it would be presumptuous of me to actually say, this is what I want to offer for the next 5 years. You see what I mean? But I do plan for the future. Yeah, go ahead.
Last question,
Yeah, sure.
and it's to you and to everybody, because this is how I handle situations like that. And you, we've had serious conversations about this, and you say it all the time. What do we want our lives to look like in 5 years? What do I want to look like in 5 years? What do I want my family to look like in 5 years? I mean, yeah, taking into consideration I can't control everything they do, and I can't control all the variables in life. But what do I want life to look like in 5 years for me and the people around me? And if I can create a vision for what that looks like and establish several goals and the objectives underneath it, I can create the tasks to make sure that we fulfill the objectives, to fulfill the goals, to fulfill the vision. But it comes back to this: what do we want life to look like in 5 years? Obviously, we want to be here.
Yes, that's
Well,
And if we're gonna be here, what you
what you did, bro? You make me think. You're making me think. I'm thinking 5 years and what
That's
I
right.
really want. And I'm thinking, I'm gonna walk away from it.
No, when I was on vacation, I came